All right. Let me make sure that I'm audible. Okay. Let's see. Here. Testing audio. Am I audible? Yes, 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 yes. I can hear myself now. Let's see if I can listen to. Brave. Okay, let's see if Brave works as well. Properties. Brave. Okay, let's see. Let's go to my subscriptions. Let's see what's up there. What would I watch? This one looks interesting. Let's see what he's gonna talk about.
I spent 1.5 billion.
Okay, so let me make sure that you folks can hear that as well.
Tokens on this project and put it through GPT-5.
Yep, that is audible as well. Let's just check the levels. Am I close enough to the microphone there? And is this
6
same
soul
level?
on high.
Yep.
Yep. I did have it spawn extra workers on high to try and knock this out in a couple days. Overall, about 24 hours of consistent compute runs. There were some times where it stopped because of usage errors or a reset needed to happen. But I did use, I think, 4 resets of the $100 plan and just a ton. I got lucky and OpenAI had a reset as well. So I was able to use a ton of inference. I don't know what that 1.5 billion tokens will equate to in dollars, but I would assume probably around $10,000, maybe more. And I wanted to say this was terrible. it made slop. And I wanted to kind of showcase it because what I had was a .NET project. Most people know my Windows utility that's written in PowerShell. And my .NET basis, I've built over the last year or two, off and on, just kind of hacking away at it. It had roughly, I think, 5,000 lines of code. And
what's up, folks? Session and Eden. I'm just trying to make sure that audio is audible. You guys can hear this, right? I checked and I think it works, but just let me know.
I wanted to expand it out so it has feature parity. An idea behind Win One Shot was just to have something kind of on deck. In case something happened with PowerShell, I could easily translate everything to .NET. So all the functions I built was like changing registry edits. Instead of doing a set item property, I could actually just force that through the .NET libraries instead of using that section of the code. So I could always fix Windows, essentially. So it's always been kind of like my fail-safe or a possibility of maybe doing a standalone. But I wanted to see what AI could do with it. So I already had the scaffolding. I already had the structure. I just needed to feed it a roadmap, a spec sheet, and then have it build out a tasks for it to run. And I thought, hey, let's split this up with workers. And I got this whole idea because I saw something online about Bun being rewritten and ported from Zig to Rust. And I was like, well, shit, if it can do that, surely 5.6 Soul High could do this. This is, nothing compared to that kind of port. And sure, they use Fable 5, but I was like, well, 5.6 Soul should be good enough. And I want to say, I think we're to the spot where it's not really about the models. It's about you, your ideas, your skill, your software development ability. And I think this is always going to be a thing that I don't see a way around this where you have to think through the problems, the structure, and AI just can't think for you. You can tell it and direct it, but my directions was have feature parity. Here's my parity project with PowerShell script. Here's the scaffolding where it already has the functions in place. just add the missing functionality. Whether that was, I think, Win11 Creator, where it creates an ISO, or the AppX removal that was just added in this last update to WinUtil. And I was like, that should be relatively easy to do, maybe 5,000-10,000 lines of code. And at the end of the day, we ended up with 169,310 lines of code that was added. Holy shnikes, Batman. That is an absolute ton of code. What does that mean when you have, well, we'll just call it 170,000 lines of code that was changed? It means the project's no longer yours. You don't know what's up. You don't know what's down. When you look at the code base, it is no longer maintainable. You just have so much stuff, you're better off just starting from scratch again. In this instance, I'm going to show you what it created, and then I'm going to show you what it had to work off of, because they're just two vastly different things here. What it created was this. Pretty good project on launch. I did notice right away on launch, it launched considerably slower. Well, to be expected with over 6 figures of lines added to the project. But with a built binary, it's going to be menial to the end user. Compute these days is so cheap, and most people, most software developers, even before this, had bloated projects, and it really didn't affect performance that much. So I looked at it, I was like, yeah, all right, that's good. Now, when it first spit out, it was all one single column. So of course, a couple reiterations needed to be made. I was like, all right, give this an honest try. Let's split it up. Let's match this. Did okay job after all of that. We still have like a category load fail element not found down here. Trying to track that down. I was like, okay, that needs to be reworked a bit, but it does work. And then for the tweaks page, I was like, okay, let's see what happens there. It tries to inspect all the tweaks and then tell you what the current state is. Sometimes it can do this, sometimes it can't. It just depends on the tweak. But to try and go through and maintain this, let's say I was to release this on the world, well, people are going to go, hey, the acrylic blur is applied, but it says not applied. And you're like, well, okay, let me look that. And then there'd just be tons of issues like that with this iteration. And you're relying on an LLM prompt to fix this. At this point, the code is pretty much unreadable, unmaintainable. And that's a problem, especially if you're charging money for something like this. And this is where I think a lot of people are going to get in trouble. So this is what happened with the tweaks, configuration. I had to kind of move this around. Initially, it made this checkboxes. Then I was like, no, those need to be buttons. That was fixed. The updates just didn't work at all. I think they still don't work. Something about state inspection. I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and click this. Hopefully it doesn't blow up my system. It kind of works on a lot of things, but it's close, but not. And I think the fallacy here for someone that never done programming before, I even saw, I think it was a meme online where someone was like, the new state of development, idea, first build, and then the last 10% is this massive chart where the last 10% took up more than 60, 70% of the time. And honestly, that's kind of how it's always been, to try and polish that last 10%. The problem is when you have so much tech debt from all this AI and iteration for big projects, it's impossible to read the code. So that last 10%, if AI can't fix it, you're kind of screwed. It just doesn't, you're basically relying on it 100% with no safety net. So you can't go to market with something like this. It's just really important that people have that or know that up front. And you might be thinking, Titus, just use a different model. Models will not save you from just plain bad foundation. You have to have maintainable code. It has to be readable, and then you could pass it off. I've also heard horror stories of like CEOs or someone from the C-suite making something or vibing something up and then handing it off to a development staff. That is the opposite of how that should go. It should be the development staff makes a mock and then gives it to the C-suite to look at, not the other way around. Where we're failing with AI is, or LLMs, whatever the hell you want to call it, is normal people still can't make software. Let's just be real here. I'm going to say that and scream that from the...
That is what I don't do it. Normal people cannot vibe code a real production application. You can make something that's gonna work, but what's up, Hazenbug?
The mountaintops. You have to know the foundations. You have to think through the projects and understand what you're getting into. Even when I gave it proper instruction and just let it run wild, it completely screwed everything up. Now, it's on Git, so it's not a big deal. Let's get to and rewind to show you what I gave it, where we were at using Git. And if you don't understand Git, you should not be doing any of this. Git is the very first thing, and it's so important to understand. I can't say that enough. It will save your bacon so much, because this is 170 lines, 170,000 lines, thousands of dollars. Let's say if it's a company, it would have been probably tens of thousands of dollars it would have spent on, and now it has to be thrown away. So I'm going to go directly to this.
Yeah, that is basically what I use Git for as a non-programmer. If I fuck something up, I can discard the changes, and whatever I have in Git is, what works.
Private repo, because I didn't want this to be public. If you're interested in the code, I could make it public so someone can look over it. But I'm going to go back to before this all started. So here's the commit history for Win1Shot. I'm going to just grab this because I haven't pushed any of these changes, and we can just discard pretty much all of it. So the commands git reset -- hard and this. It's going to reset everything from here. So once we do this, say goodbye to the project. And then you're going to see how the project changes. Look at the current structure. And here we go with the git reset. So now we're back to this. And if we look at what we have,
sessions in Ghostty, we're going to talk about that. I'm just watching this video. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure my audio worked, but this caught my attention. But we're going to talk about Ghostty sessions. We're going to see what that is about. We're gonna see if there's any information about that. I don't think there's any.
We have a sources, test tools, all this. These are untracked. We could actually get rid of these. We're gonna just do a git clean FD. It's going to push out all these tests, everything that was wired up from it. So now we're working off of a clean from May. We're going to do a clean and then a build really fast. It looks like there was a bunch of artifacts left over. So essentially, we can use LLMs. I'm not saying I'm not anti-LLM. We can use it to troubleshoot this. Like, why didn't this reset happen? It said there's a bunch of leftover sources in the OBJ directory. And then we looked through, it was still looking and referencing some of those sources from the source directory that was created by the LLM, which was causing the errors. So now that that's done, it probably will wipe out that. We're going to clean those generated paths and restore and build. And now we should be able to build the full release. Now it's successful. Now we can do a .NET run. And here is the project as it was before the LLM took over. Obviously, quite a bit simpler. Obviously, not so much bloat. I did kind of like the sidebar. So while this seems like a massive waste, it did give me some ideas. Like, I really did like that sidebar pop out. I might actually take that, implement it. That's actually a pretty good thing. Obviously, still have to work on the config page. Updates page, I was kind of thinking through a few ideas here for like default security and disabling. This all kind of has a few different my ideas, how I instructed it, and then just letting it run wild without proper checkpoints. Bigger projects need those checkpoints. You need to understand before it just completely goes off the reservation and then makes 150,000 lines of code when it should be 10,000 lines of code. Well, I don't even know how many lines of code is in this entire project. Let's find out. Here we go. Roughly about 10,000 lines of code. So you see the difference there. And to manipulate this to be better, like removing the checkboxes, making those icons and those cards like I did in WinUtil, you can do all of that here, and the lines of codes change for that kind of implementation. We're talking maybe 100, 200 lines of code, maybe. It's in that ballpark, and it's so important to understand. You can't just let these things run wild. So what this should be is go from here and say, hey, let's improve the cards. Instead of checkboxes, let's add cards with icons, and then slowly go through and change the. And I wanted to make a video today saying, here's where AI.
All right, so what do I want to do today? There's a few things that I want to do. Few videos that I want to watch, and I want to find out about this thing that is called Herdr. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I've seen it on Twitter. I want to watch this video about this window manager as well. And yep, sessions. Okay, sessions. It seems that they're coming to Ghostty. Let me open this link real quick and let's see. So Mitchell shared this video. Does it have audio? Oh, no audio. Okay. But let's see. It says there, new session, new session, new session. What title does it have? It doesn't have a title. Okay. So in the session, he has 3 panes, right? Okay. And he opens multiple sessions. Okay. And he just opens panes on each session. Can you have multiple tabs per session? That is like my first question. How do these sessions work? Did he share something else? Let's take a look. Nope. 21st of July. But this is libghosty, not ghosty, right? Let's see. Ghosty sessions, session management. Oh no, I don't think there's anything about sessions here, right? So there is no more information posted at this time about Ghosty sessions, but based on what I can see here, they are coming to Ghosty soon, okay? Or people wondering, what is a session? Let's try to explain that first, okay? So if I switch to Kitty, okay? This is my terminal of choice, Kitty. How do I put what sessions are? We can think of sessions as a way to navigate to different projects. We can think of them like workspaces, okay? I have a single instance of Kitty here, and I can have multiple sessions in that instance of Kitty, okay? This is my daily note session. This is in my notes directory. But if I want to jump to another session really fast, I can do it here. I have a key map. This takes me to my Dotfiles, which is another directory, okay? If, for example, I want to go somewhere else, where could we go? To my old notes directory. Here it is, Obsidian. So I'm right there. I can go back to my Dotfiles. I can open my Dotfiles here. Let's say that I want to open my Ghostty configuration file. And that one should be here, okay? This is just my Ghostty configuration file. And each session is just a different project. The idea is that you can switch to them really fast, okay? If I want to go back to my old notes, I'm right there. If I want to go back to my daily notes, I'm right there. That's like the main goal or the main idea, okay? You can usually see the list of sessions that you have available as well. So if I press another key map, I can see them here. These are the sessions that we opened a moment ago. Let me just sit down. I have a timer there at the top. So here I have the list of sessions that I have open. I can switch to them as well if I want here, but it's a little bit more complicated and cumbersome, okay? I can go back to my Dotfiles here. Let me go back to my list of sessions. Let me go to my Obsidian session. I just look for it. Just hit enter and I'm right there, okay? I also created another script that allows me to create a session from a Suckside database, okay? So directories that I have navigated through Suckside, okay? So just to give you an example, it's right here. If I want to go to this YouTube session, I can get to it there. I can list the files that I have here, have quite a few of them. And if I open my list of sessions, it's going to show up right there. Okay, YouTube, and go back to my Dotfiles. So it's just a way to navigate faster, okay? I don't have to come here and do, even with Suckside, right? I don't have to come here and see YouTube and I get there, right? Then I need to work at a different directory. Let's say that my config file, okay? If I jump here, my config directory, no, that is not what we're looking for. I'm switching between directories and it's really inconvenient, okay? So I have them here and I can go to them and whatever I was running in that session keeps running there, okay? In my dots, I have Neovim open. In my notes, I have this. I can open a file if I want and I can switch back to the other session and the files are gonna remain open there. What else can I do with sessions? I can open multiple tabs, okay? So if I do here Command T, I can have multiple tabs in this session. Take a look at the directory, okay? Same directory, .files latest. I can open code, for example, here and work on something, okay? I can close this tab, close this tab. I can create new panes. I don't know how to create panes here in Kitty. Is it Command Enter? Yep, Command Enter to open new panes here in Kitty. Okay, I can switch between the panes as well, like this, and I can close them. I don't know how to close the panes. Is it like this? No, it's not like that. So I have no idea because I don't use panes. Where does the sessions idea come from in Kitty? it comes from tmux, okay? That is a terminal multiplexer, and it allows you to run sessions, okay? So that is something that Kitty allows you to do. I replaced tmux with this, but Ghostty doesn't have sessions yet, okay? So with the updates that Mitchell shared, hopefully sessions are gonna come to Kitty, and I would expect them to work the way that they work in Kitty. I don't know how that is gonna work. Hopefully each session can have multiple tabs, and additionally panes. You can have multiple sessions, see the list of sessions, create sessions. I don't know. We're gonna see what they come up with. Something that I'm wondering is, what about this menu bar right here? I use Ghostty without the menu bar. I just don't like it. Okay, let me bring it up. I think I have Ghostty. Yeah, I have it installed, of course, but it's gonna open in my other desk. Okay, let me see where it is. Here it is. Okay, let me bring Ghostty to this other screen. We have it right there. Okay, how do you open tabs? Oh, but this opened another instance of Ghostty, right? Is it full screen? No, it's not, right? Let's see. Let's switch here. And let's switch here. This is another instance. No, is it the same one? What happened? I did Command T. Let me exit out of this. Hold on. Oh, I know. Okay. They open on the other screen. Okay. How do I open tabs in Ghostty? I have the other two instances right here on my other monitor. But I basically just want to have Ghostty without that bar at the top, the way that is shown here. This is the way that I like to use it, okay? Let's open new vim here. Let's open a file, my test markdown file. See how Ghostty flies, man. It's amazing. I love how the cursor moves around, you know? I love the colors of the cursor as well. Looks beautiful, okay? So I would like to keep this same functionality that I have right now. No menu bar at the top, sessions, multiple tabs, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, I have no idea what's gonna happen. What else did I want to talk about? Sessions in Ghostty and Kitty. What do you folks use? Do you folks use tmux sessions? Do you folks use Kitty sessions? Heisenbach mentioned that sessions in Kitty are hard. Yeah, a little bit. They're a little bit difficult to set up, and it depends how you set them up. You know, I already set them up. Okay, I already set them up. So if you want to have like a base, or yeah, like a base on how to set up sessions in Kitty, send my Dotfiles to an AI, and it's going to explain to you what's going on. Okay. The relevant files that you need to care about in my config. Let me see. Let me go to my Dotfiles real quick. Where's my Dotfiles? It's right here. I would recommend you to go to this file, SKHD, SKHDRC. It's a little bit complex, so, you know, but no, yeah, it's a little bit complex. I don't know. But this thing is going to help you at least to get there, okay? From this file is where everything starts, okay? From this is where I manage pretty much everything. Like, this is my daily note. Let's see, which one is it? This one. Control Command F19, because I have two daily notes, one for my personal stuff and one for my work related stuff. So from here, trace where this takes you, and then AI is gonna pretty much explain everything to you. You'll be able to go from there. You're using Sesh. You don't use Kitty sessions. You're using Tmux plus Sesh. Works fine, okay. Custom commands and default sessions. It is available inside Sesh via Sockside. That's amazing. Yep. That is the same thing that I do exactly. Every time that I visit a directory outside here in my terminal, it shows up in my Sockside FCF script, right? So as long as I visit it outside, I can create a session out of it afterwards, okay? Like, let me give an example, right? Let's switch to my, where should we switch to? Downloads, okay? Let's switch to the downloads. And let's see if we can create a session out of this directory. Does not exist, right? But if I switch to it, right? It already was added to Sockside, and I can create a session out of it, right? So it's there, and you know, that's actually quite useful, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about sessions. We're gonna see what Mitchell comes out with, and we're gonna see how they work in Kitty. The goal with sessions in Kitty or in Ghosty is to have the ability to replace Tmux. That's it. Kitty sessions did replace Tmux for me. But what about Tmux resurrect? I need to resurrect my 10,000 open directories because I work at NASA and my workflow is like extremely complicated. I don't know, brother. Like, I have a really simple workflow. I work in maybe 2, 3 things at a time. Then I just kill everything and start fresh. I don't like having, I don't know, 1,000 things open at the same time because you just lose track. Okay. But that's me. Let's see what Hazenbug says. Use Tmux with sessions, so they're also available in Sesh. How interesting. Bot codecs and other single agents. Okay. I don't know how that works. You're working on something, so I need to ask. Go ahead and ask, man. Let me see. That's it for sessions, I think. We're gonna see what happens with Mitchell. I also want to know what the hell this is. So we're gonna try to find the video because I've seen it everywhere on Twitter, right? I've seen it on Twitter and I don't know what the hell it is. Who do I trust? Who do I trust? I trust Omar because he uses Tmux quite well. I don't know if these guys know how to use Tmux like the GigaChat way or not. So I trust Omar for this one. I don't think I trust anyone else. I don't think the other guys use Tmux properly. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's give this guy a chance, okay? Maybe he's just a goat.
What's up, everybody? If you run multiple coding agents at once, Cloud Code, Codex, Pi, you're gonna want to watch this. This is about Herdr, the terminal
Now an online exam was trying to find locally. The good old tell. All the time zones work correct, and this is my first time dealing with servers, so how to debug this? You have an idea? Or anyone to chat? I have no idea, brother. But I would ask ChatGPT, and it's for sure going to help you out, you know?
multiplexer for coding agents. So let's dive right in. Let's start with installation. Installation is super straightforward. I personally just copy the script, open to my terminal, run it, done. Now, actually, before we get started, there's 2 more things.
There are some guys that are planning to replace NeoVim with a new terminal editor called Spice Edits. Oh, really? Spice Edits. I'm gonna look at that after. Let me add it here. Let me look for Spice edit. Is there a video? Brother, what the fuck are you making me look for here, Hastenbug? Like, this one? SSH workflows. Click a file, tweak a line, save, and get back to your agents. We're gonna see if it... Oh, okay. Oh, brother. This is like a direct hit. Hours to weeks of config. Learning curve. Modal editing, leader keys, plugins. Mouse support. Works, but designed around keys. SSH native. OSC 52 TMUX safe. So it seems that they know about at least TMUX and all that stuff. Lua plugins LSP. 1 Go binary, 10 megabytes. We'll have mscript.files. Okay. Use Spice Edit when you want to glance to a file on a server, fix one line, and get back to your agents. So it seems like it's very agent-centric, right? I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it. Like, no, brother. Like, no. I just, nope. Don't trust it. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens, you know? When some other guys release videos about it, we're gonna see. But let's see what this guy has to do or has to say.
You should do. One, if you go to the quick start, go under integrations and add integrations to the coding agents you use. Right, so you spy, codex, and then the second one is the agent skill file. This gives your agent a way to use Herdr. Under you spy, codex, start, go
coding agents.
Under integrations.
Is OpenCode a coding agent? Oh, okay. I use OpenCode. So I don't know what a coding agent is, but man, I'm staying behind with all this AI stuff. But I use OpenCode, okay? That's like advanced shit.
And add integrations to the coding agents you use. Right, so you spy, codex, and then the second one is the agent skill file. This gives your agent a way to use Herdr. Under agent skill file, I'm just gonna copy a GitHub author and project name, say npx skills add. This will clone the repository. It will find one skill file that's in here. Make sure that all your coding agents are selected. I also use spy. I actually like installing this globally because I want all my sessions to be able to use Herdr. Global and proceed. We have installed it. We've added the extensions. We have the agent skill. Now it's time to actually see Herdr. To open up a session, you just type Herdr. Now let's talk about the UI. There's a couple important parts. First one is workspaces. Here you would add a project. Now what's nice about this over TMUX is that this actually supports mouse. So I can click new, I can close it. If you're familiar with TMUX, you have to use all these keyboard bindings, but you can still use keyboard bindings. So workspace is for your project. Actually, let's just start to workspaces. One, agent Jiu-Jitsu. This is a Jiu-Jitsu agent I built. Let's create a new workspace. I can either create one by just clicking new, or I can use the prefix, which is Control B. And then if I press question mark, any of these will do too. So if I wanted a new workspace.
Okay, so it has TMUX keybinds then, right? Okay.
It's
like, I'm not gonna use this shit, brother. I'm not gonna use it, but it's good to know what's out there, okay?
Prefix Shift N, so it would be Control B, Shift N, Control B, Shift N. Here's the one. But I honestly quite like using the mouse. Sue me. And in this one, the coffee cluster. So I now have two workspaces, the agent and the coffee cluster. We have spaces. Next, we have agents here, but since I haven't started any coding agents, you don't see them. So in this one, I'm gonna open up Pi. And as you can see in Pi, I have this agent state extension. Right here on the left, you can see that we have an idle agent, and this is super cool. Now let me open up a new tab, either using a shortcut or pressing this thing here. So now we have a new tab where I will open.
So it's pretty much KD sessions, brother. Like it's pretty much TMUX sessions. I just demoed sessions a moment ago. You can have multiple workspaces, which are sessions. And in a session, you can have multiple tabs, right?
Plot code. As you see, there's another agent here. I have two agents.
Okay, but it keeps track of the agents that you have running, right? Okay.
Agents running now. And I can cycle between them with just a click. And let me do the same in the coffee cluster where I say Pi. So now I have three agents running. And the best thing is that Herdr can actually tell me when an agent needs input or is ready or is blocked. So I'll start with this one in Pi. And I can just ask it, what is this agent doing? Now it's working. I can go to this one, update the README, and it's working here. For this one, I'm going to use not a tab, but a pane. Oh, look at this. We get blocked. What does that mean? What does block mean? Well, we click on it. Oh, okay. So the agent can go.
You tried Herdr, the default keep buying the stock. For me, CMAX is a better alternative. I need to try the Orca or Orcade as well. Orca Aid. What is that?
Because it needs its permission. And I hope you heard that notification that this one is done. So here I'm going to go back, go to auto mode so it won't ask me anymore. This one I now know is done. it did this, which is great. Now we'll return back to this one. We have the concept of workspaces. We have agents. We have tabs, right? I can open up a new tab, as many as I want. And then the other thing that is important to know is panes. Let's say I also want to run a development server. I can open up a new pane, and I use this with a shortcut. So I'll do Control B question mark, and I open up a new pane by splitting either vertically or horizontally. So if I want on the side, I split vertically. If I want below it, I do horizontally. So it's prefix plus the minus sign. So I'll do Control B minus sign. If I want to close it, I'll do Control B X, Control B vertically. Okay, so now I have this thing here. I can run it.
Is everyone working like this these days? Like you do 3 things at a time, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 things at a time. You need to keep track of them. Like, is this the new way of working? Is this how I should be working? I can't, brother. Like, is this the future? Like, should I adapt to all this? And is this how I'm supposed to work? I don't do it this way, not even close, brother. Like, I switch to my sessions and I do a lot of manual stuff. I could open code on each one of the tabs there and let it do things. Like, why do I need to see or no, I just let it running and I just go and do something else. Maybe a day after I remember, oh, did it finish that thing that I was doing? I open code, switch to the session that I was working on, see what it did. Did it do it? Did it not? Does it work? Fix it. Like, what's the need of doing all this at once?
Dev server. And as you might have heard already, the agent jujitsu here is done. While this is running, I can go to the agent here and it updated the readme for me. We've seen this work and okay, cool, we've grouped agents together. Now what is really cool is let me just close this window. All my work is gone now. No, it's not. So if I open up this thing again, all I do is do Herdr and it's back open. So this is already an amazing thing to me. So it's just a very simple way to manage your multiple projects and coding agents.
I don't see anything different here, the way that I do things. Just the little notifications that are shown here, that's it.
And it will tell you when it's idle, when it's done. This alone, I think, is incredible. At the beginning.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Here, I'm in my Dotfiles right now, okay? And let's see what sessions I have there. Switch session, right? So take a look at this. I have some sessions there. A lot of sessions right there, brother. So I can just switch to them. I can make it do something or I can start something here. Quit kitty. The session is just going to be persisted in open code. Like, and this is a kitty session. I can have multiple tabs. Open code is here. You know, I can open my new vim here on the other tab and I can just make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? So it's right there. Switch back here, go back there, switch back here, go back there. Let's say that I want to go back to my daily notes. I'm right there. Let's go back to my Dotfiles, right there, open code. Open my old notes, open a new tab there, open code in that new tab, and I can ask it to do something here. I can ask it to do something here, right? On each one of the sessions, like, do I really need like a pane where I can see the progress of each session, brother? If it's important, I'll get back to it and see if it finished already or not. Like, is this a necessity? Is this like, I'm wondering, is this the way of working now? Am I staying behind? Should I ditch kitty and switch to this thing?
I told you to install this.
Does this run in Ghostty? What is this? Is it a terminal? Or is it just that program that runs in your terminal in Ghostty?
Skill file, and I want to show you this.
You use ChatGPT for Soul Medium for everything in parallel, and I also use another model to validate things. Sometimes just use NewVim to validate the repos. Yep, okay. Writing code manually is not the thing anymore, okay? That's a good thing to know. As a non-developer, you know, that's a good thing to know. How accurate is it though? How much can you trust it? How good is it? How much slop does it produce? Well, you need to have the skills, right? You need to know what it's doing so you can correct it and guide it in the right direction. Do you lose track of what it's doing? Does it take over completely and happens what happened to Chris Titus, that he's like, it's unmaintainable at some point, right? If it's code, I don't know, man. Too many questions that I don't have answers for.
because this is my absolute favorite. For example, I go to the coffee cluster, close this tab, and I'll go in here, and I'll open Pi. Pi does not have sub-agents by default. Using the agent skill, it can do something very,
I don't know what the fuck Pi is. People have talked about Pi, and I'm like, what the fuck is Pi?
very cool. Spin it to Herdr panes.
Is it an open code? Is Pi an open code? Could be.
An agent in each to investigate how much work it is to migrate to Python rest. So if I run this, it will now load the Herdr skill and actually understand how it can spin up panes for me, right? So we're just gonna watch this go. Crazy. Our main pane is now instructing our other panes. Done. I spawned 2 Herdr panes with Pi agents. One is a Python migration, one is a REST migration, and both are running now. Okay, so one is done here, and I'll fast forward the video a bit. So in about a minute, these 2 sub-agents ran here. Cool. What's the verdict? Which one is easier? So now it's able to read both panes and just tell me. So now I can close the pane by either right-clicking, say close pane, close this one. I spin up 2 sub-agents, and again, if I quit by either just quitting the browser or saying Ctrl+B, Q, nothing is lost. I can open it again with Herdr and go right through all these agents. And I think if you use multiple coding agents, that this is like an essential piece of software you should have. There's also the concept of sessions, which is basically, this is called the default session, right? So if I quit and I open it, it's the default session. But you can create a session for work, you can create a session for personal stuff. Herdr session, attach, and I'll call this work. Now this is totally different from the default one. See how it says work? If I disconnect from this and I do Herdr, I go back to the default one. So this is the one we have, nothing is lost here. But if I want to work on my work stuff, well then I can just Herdr session that's work, and we have this one. And then all our things work here as well. So to summarize.
So it's pretty Tmux. It's pretty much Tmux, right? Okay. Tmux, but for coding with AI, pretty much.
Herdr is an amazing terminal multiplexer, but it has amazing mouse support. It has native support for your coding agents, and it's just an incredible piece of software. So I have loved using it. I hope you'll enjoy it too. Let me know in the comments if it was useful or not.
Okay. So it's a modern version of Tmux, like geared towards coding with agents. Let's see what Omar has to
I'm a
say.
big believer in simplicity, especially when it comes to software, and even more so when it comes to my workflow.
PI is just another minimal agent harness, but some people don't like it because it was vibe coded using TypeScript. However, there are people saying that Oh My Pi is amazing. Oh My Pi?
Simplicity doesn't mean raw dogging. It means slick, fast, and yes, fun. In a world where the ease of producing AI slop and posting it on GitHub, yes, it's not even pushing anymore, it's pretty much like posting on LinkedIn at this point, there's just too many projects claiming to be the Tmux killers or the multiplexer for agents. I've tried.
Okay, yep. CMux, brother. I watched that shit and I was like, I don't get it, Hazenbug. I know that you use CMux, but I just don't fucking get it. I think I should become a developer and I will understand what all of this shit is about, you know, because I don't understand.
CMux, which seems to be extremely popular these days. I covered it in a video, but the gist of it is just not worth the hassle, at least in my opinion. And this was exactly my thought trying Herdr out. I mean, sure, another TUI with notifications, oh wow. But slowly, while playing around and then working with it, I started thinking, hey, these splits are actually nicer than what I currently have in Tmux. And then the mouse control and the side panel and notification, it just kept telling me, hey, I'm a Tmux rewrite in Rust that's a little bit more user-friendly. And you know what? I come with another layer of organization that, unlike my alternatives, actually make life better. Herdr has its features that are really cool, but what did it for me was the overall package. There's something about it that just...
Why don't I use Helium for YouTube? I don't remember, but yeah, Helium is being used for something else and to route audio to guests. So I use Helium, but it's used for notifications. So when someone sends a Ko-fi message or something, that is routed through OBS using Helium. And Brave is the one that I use for YouTube so that I can route the audio that comes from YouTube to OBS because I want to keep them in separate tracks, I think. I don't even remember, brother. Like, just move on with your life. But it has something to do with audio. I planned it really well, and this is what works, and that's it, you know? But there's a reason.
clicks. It works on my desktop just as easily on my home laptop.
Tmux plus Edge is enough for me. It's really hard to beat that combo. Tmux plus Edge. What about Herdr? Herdr. How do you say it? What about this one then? Why not this? Hazenbug. I thought you got some bug. No, there's no bug with Helium, you know, but I have some PWAs running in Helium, like when someone sends a TTS message. Where is it? Where is my little baby brother? Like this one. When someone sends TTS, I get it here. This is a Helium. Let's see. Yeah, this is Helium, right? So some audio is being routed through here, like notifications, and some other audio is being routed through here. So you guys can hear this audio, But if I have other guests in a call, they can also hear this Brave audio as well. I don't want them to hear like my entire system audio, just this one specifically.
Server, and yes,
have you tried Pi-hole to block ads in your network? I have tried Pi-hole. Yep. But the problem is that I have a 3. like, okay, so I have a 3 cluster. Like, I have this running in my network, right? 3 Docker servers running in the network. Docker 1, Docker 2, and Docker 3. Let's see. Let's just let it refresh because I just want all of them to show up there. Can you refresh? No? Here. So when I tried Pi-hole, it was like rather a very long time ago, like 5 years ago, maybe even longer, I think. Yeah, over 5 years ago. And there was not like an image that could support, we could say, high availability, right? That I can run it in multiple, in a Docker Swarm cluster, pretty much. So I just ditched it and I said, nah, fuck it. You know, I run AdSense. Am I running AdSense? I did run AdSense in a container in the past, but again, the same thing. When I ran it, it didn't support like high availability, and I need it, you know. So maybe there's an option. It has to be an option now, but I haven't looked at this point, right? Like, I don't know if that was the reason. Was that the reason? Man, it was so long ago that I don't remember, to be honest. I'm just talking crap here. So just don't trust everything that you hear here.
my mobile phone. We'll get into all of that, but first, let's get our...
You have to stand up.
our hands dirty. So, one terminal, the whole herd. And we'll get to my skepticism of people running more than 3 agents simultaneously and actually doing real work later. That's not...
I'm in the same page with you, Omer. I think, like, what the fuck are you doing running 10, 20 things at a time, brother? Like, you must be a fucking genius if you need to do that, you know? Like,
not the point. Herdr is an agent runtime that runs in your terminal. Well, that's a bit of a stretch, but okay. I never
what do I need high availability? Because if I bring up one of those servers, XCP 1, 2, or 3, if they come down, everything is rescheduled on the other available one, okay? So, what is control? Control A? No. Oh, man, now I don't fucking remember the neovim or Emacs commands, you know, I get them confused. So control A is in Emacs. So if I bring up down one of them, let's say that I bring down XCP1, which is the server where Docker 1 is running, all of the containers that are running here are going to be automatically started here in Docker 2 and Docker 3. So, you know, just in case that something goes down. That's why I have 2 ISPs as well. In case one ISP goes down, the other one kicks in so that I don't lose my services.
actually understand where do people come up with logos of where it's used in the wild, but fine. Here's the actual source. The comparison table is listing Tmux, Zellige, and worktree orchestrators, which I've no idea what it even means, but I think you get the point. A multiplexer that wants to deal with AI agents. Runs inside your terminal, duh, persistent sessions, oh, a multiplexer, yeah. Remote SSH attached, interesting, but on paper sounds like something I already have. Agent state, makes sense. Direct attach, okay. But agent can orchestrate it? Like, why? Okay, overflow of skepticism. Let's roll with it. I know that most users today are forced into their terminal rather than enjoying it in the first place. I understand the need for a mouse control, and yes, Yes, I even find myself reaching to it sometimes when I'm not in a familiar environment. That's why I tried so many of these, but nothing ever made sense. They were either clunky, buggy, and I honestly couldn't see the benefit. On the contrary, it made life even worse. This one is different. Herdr doesn't only provide tmux and storage setup, it's responsive enough to recognize a mobile session. We'll talk about that, and it also comes with something I absolutely loved in CMux, possibly the only thing, a fully fledged CLI that speaks to the server's API and can script and automate everything around it with ease. Most known agents are already there, including my beloved Pi and my now ex OpenCode. Fully open source, growing in popularity, written in Rust, which ever since I saw this tweet, I can't stop laughing about how everything gets rewritten in the crab lab. Herdr was created by a Turkish developer who also seems to contribute to Pi through extensions, so I think we'll easily find mutual ground. Cancelik, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, seem to be focused on Herdr 100%, which is always a great signal. Since LinkedIn is my absolute one source of truth for life, I don't doubt it. Jokes aside, this does feel like someone shoots for a real project and not a sloppy AI thingy for stars, and honestly, it shows. As I got used to say, everything starts with a curl. I should put it on a sticker, but also remind you that curl is a popular video on the channel if you want to check it out. What's even more impressive though is the fact that this thing took less than a second to download and install. An 11 megabyte binary installed to match my local setup, and it's ready to launch. So quick, I didn't think it would actually start, but lo and behold, Herdr is up. A mouse first terminal. I'll ignore this offensive description and dive in. You get a nice pane with settings as this is the
Yeah, but sometimes the mouse is quite useful, to be honest, you know. Evolving already. Like, yeah, I used to be against the mouse, but nowadays, brother, I'm getting old. I don't give a crap anymore. You know, it was a sin to reach the mouse. But what if I just want to copy this to my clipboard? Just highlight that motherfucker. It is right there. Didn't do anything else, brother. It's just right there. You see that? You see that right there? So what if we highlight what Hazenbug loves, you know? It's right there. It's right there in the clipboard without me doing anything. So, yeah.
first run, configuring everything from alerts through themes, integrations, and more. And there we have it, a pane on the side that doesn't have much yet, and an empty workspace. One must give it to Herdr, it has beautiful defaults. Unlike the terrible tmux default setups, it is very focused on being self-explanatory, with guiding through keystrokes and options from the bottom. The default Ctrl B works both for tmux and Herdr. And another nice surprise is the question mark pane, with keybinds listed and available when you need it. Ever since finding out about Zelige a couple of years
The cool thing about this tool, it seems that a person that uses tmux created it. So if someone that uses tmux created it, they're based. They know what good software should look like and should perform like, right? So that's a good thing. If it's someone just vibe coding stuff like the CMux thing, well, they probably know about tmux, but I don't know. You tried Herdr today and made 2 sessionizer like binds for sessions and a stage. It's really nice, okay?
years back, I found myself wanting to make tmux a bit more like Zelige. I mean, I wanted to keep my setup by adding missing features. Some of these I've added as plugins that I have on my GitHub and maintain, like session management and floating panes. But one that I always wanted to build and never got around to is a self-explanatory bar. And while I don't think Herdr dev even lists this as one of his selling points, my god, it's good. You almost always get a hint on where to go next, what keystrokes or combos to use to create a new workspace, tabs, splits. There's even a pop-up with all the binds should you feel lost. And on top of all these, the mouse just works everywhere, whether you're renaming a tab, switching a split, or attaching to another workspace. And this is exactly how it starts. Herdr suggests we create a workspace using our prefix, which is still Ctrl B, and Shift N. And there we have it, my familiar shell in a very familiar setting on top that resembles the famous cat pitching.
So he's running inside tmux, right? So he is in his terminal. What terminal is it? I don't know. He's running inside tmux. This is a tmux session right here.
Plugin for tmux, as you can see from my tmux line on top, which, by the way, is my setting, and seems like Herdr has shifted my way with the bar on top rather than the usual tmux default on the bottom. Lovely. Quick note before we carry on. If you're building AI agents that need to do real work, the hard part is not wiring up.
I really like having the sessions and agents in the sidebar. Oh, okay. Okay.
Few tools. The hard part is giving up those agents useful access without losing control of what they can do. That's where Arcade fits in. Arcade is an actions runtime built for production use. It gives you secure agent authorization, reliable tools, and a central place to manage how those agents behave across real users and real systems. A nice example is something like a clinical trial tracker. You can build an agent that follows a specific trial, checks for new results, keep the important context around, and then
By I mean codecs. By I mean codecs. What are you talking about, Lpain VR?
sent a clean digest somewhere useful like Gmail, Notion, Slack, or Google Docs. So instead of logging together random pieces and hoping it behaves, you get a proper runtime for building that workflow safely. What I also like there is that you're not just watching the demo. You can build the app yourself with Arcade's runtime and Arcade MCP, wire up the integrations you actually need, and ship something real. If you're working on AI agents and you want them to connect to real systems without turning into a security mess, check out Arcade in the link below. Now back to the video. On the side, we have spaces plus agents panel. The second I hit my prefix, we get a suggestion bar on the bottom, and C creates a new space. I can run pop in the first and switch to the other one. Prefix and W for workspaces shift the focus on the TUI to the sidebar, where you can use the arrows to switch and enter to attach. Okay, workspace. While it feels like a session in Tmax, it's not exactly that. It's just
You run it outside Tmux, okay.
another layer you never knew before. There's tabs and splits as any other Tmax or Zealot user knows, and there are sessions, none of which are workspaces, which you can think of as an in-between layer, letting you containerize a bunch of windows and splits without having to detach and attach from running to and from running sessions. You very much can, but this is unnecessary. And while some would claim it's redundant, I don't know what it is about it, it just feels more right. Sessions in Tmax always felt like they're not first-class citizens. Some users either don't use them regularly because the tooling is just bad, some are just unaware. I used Tmax for probably 4 years before hearing about sessions in the first place. Okay, back to Herdr. When you hit prefix C, Herdr will create a new tab, but what do you know? Such a small yet genius option, a name pop-up, set the name and let it run. And now it's time to put the lower part of the sidebar to use, because that's what most of us are here for, after all, running an agent. Immediately, it creates an entry under the agents section telling me there's an idle pipe used on some tab. I tried Codex as well for fun, but I guess Mr. Altman and Tim Cook have some stuff to figure out. In the meantime, I wanted to rename my workspace. I couldn't find it and thought, what the hell? It's a mouse first terminal, isn't it? Well, right click on it, and what do you know? Workspace is now renamed. Your mouse works for everything else, switching tabs, adding them, and changing stuff around. In Tmax, while motions are already muscle memory for me, none of this is available, and I get why newbies want an easier starting point. Herdr may very well be it. Prefix N and P for next and previous will switch tabs back and forth. Let's make my local Tmax go away to get the complete immersive feel of Herdr as our main UI. When you give the AI a task, the agent's pane knows on its own how to reflect the work in progress, and a new pie will add itself to the same list, allowing for easy control of, well, the herd. When a task is done, you get both a color coding on the agent's panel as well as a UI notification on the bottom. Both are configurable, including sounds that I can hear in my headphones now that beep when an agent is ready or waiting. Marking text immediately gets copied to the clipboard. That's a default behavior that also makes a lot of sense. Even splits look better on the default Herdr than they are compared to Tmax, which is another plus for Zealot. I guess prefix and arrows or V motions will easily get you around them, changing the focus while highlighting the border. Just like Tmax, Z will zoom in or back out of it again. Prefix Q is comparable to Tmax detach.
Codex coded the sessionizer like binds. You'll not like one thing. Image preview not fully working yet. I'm not gonna try it, Alpine VR. You know, I just want to see what it's about, okay? And I want to understand what this thing does, but is that something that I would use?
Attach, setting you back in your terminal.
Then I just don't try a tool just because. And motherfuckers trying Emacs. Okay, busted. But, you know, I don't think this is for me. Maybe in the future, you know.
Session where Herdr again attaches you back inside with persistence.
And the good thing about not watching YouTube is that I don't know what's out there, what the new kid in town is. There's like a new tool every day, man, and people switch to them. But the only time I'm watching YouTube right now is when we do these streams. So I don't know what's out there. I'm kind of lost at the moment, and I like it, I think. I don't need all this.
Consistency as expected. Here's NeoFetch and HTOP because we're fancy, and a little pie on the side. Both look great for experienced users, but also very accessible to newbies with the mouse everywhere. You'll also notice a small configurable label for agent panes that help with orientation. I mentioned earlier that Herdr is also a CLI wrapping an API you can use in many ways, one of which is listing the sessions. The current one running listing the working directory and socket path. There's no session new command, and if you do search the docs, you'll find a reasonable explanation saying workspaces are pretty much all you need. When you need better isolation, go right ahead. But I cannot really think of a proper use case at this point, other, of course, from posting slop on LinkedIn, talking about my swarm of 50 agents rebuilding the web. Anyway, another Herdr's big selling point is its cross-platform. Lots of projects claim the same, but again, same curl command and the same 1-second run. That's the trick for my Linux box on my home lab. Herdr runs, and now I have Herdr inside Tmax, which is a vortex of issues you'd probably want to avoid. Here's a clean setup on my remote machine, still in my Tmax, just for context of understanding where we're at. Now, the major thing about this is not the cross-platform support, the quick installation and all that. These are all great, but they're not special. It's the unified experience with awesome features and awesome defaults, from theme through layout and binds to color coding and agent support, out of the box everywhere. Beyond everything else, Herdr is easy, and that's something that I absolutely love. Being allergic to software friction, it slowly turns out as a real gem, as a beautiful opinionated multiplexer, if nothing else. Now, here's another trick it has up its sleeve. Up until now, I was used to SSH into my box, like so. Then Tmax attach, or Herdr in our case, and I get myself in for work. Herdr knows your SSH config and can connect remotely. Double-remote box or your IP, and wham, we're in. Detach, and you're back to your local shell. That's brilliant. And if you were wondering about these seemingly clickable fold icons on the bottom of our agents pane, yes, it collapses, and you can have an even cleaner canvas to work on. So works perfectly on localhost, just as perfect on my Linux box, but it's
Too much information for me, brother. Let's see. Is there a summary?
that approves organize the change. Beyond standard bits, flag and target. You get to keep the
I just didn't get it. I don't understand it. It's like a Tmax for coding agents, right? So, okay, good. Didn't fall in love with it, and I'm not gonna try it. Okay, so this one I reacted to already. Just keep track of stuff here like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. React to sessions. We already reacted to this one as well. And I want to react to this one. I think you love the server capability, and also you love to serve the hype. You know, you do. I did, I think. But like I said, I have not been watching YouTube lately, you know, so oh, look what my boy got. My boy got his he got his keyboard, but he doesn't have keycaps. Oh, techie man. Brother is like 80, so we just have to be patient with them. Rip techie man. No keycaps. Oh man. Like the worst place for sharing that shit, you know, Discord. Because you know this motherfucker Link Arsu is just gonna talk about shit. He's gonna talk shit about you on the internet, brother. Like, no, I'm not talking shit, you know. We just feel bad for the situation that he's in because he didn't purchase the keycap. So he just got the keyboard and he was really excited to give it a try. And then you get this. How do I rotate this? Can I rotate it from here? I can't. What did he got red pro switches. He got red pros. Did he get the little plastic thingy? You could type on switches without keycaps? Yeah, you can, but it sucks. It's horrible. I tried on the Glove 80, and why didn't he get a version 2? Well, that blows. No keycaps. Oh man, that's funny. Oh sure. Oh sure, you feel bad. Maybe you're really getting old then. Like why? Why am I getting old? Yeah, I'm getting old, man. Like my fingers don't withstand the abuse that they used to withstand in the past. I recently reviewed this keyboard like a couple days ago. You know, I was waiting for this keyboard, man. I waited for it like for months. There was a 9-month delay to have this shit delivered. I used it for a week. My fingers hurt. Not gonna use it anymore, you know? So, yeah, I think that's the problem of getting older. You have to work harder with your fingers hurting holes. What the hell is Rumen talking about? I think he's like, he's drunk. Are you drunk, Rumen? What happened to Techie Man, brother? Like, why didn't he buy the freaking keycaps? Something that I forgot about this one, mentioned about this keyboard on the video that I released yesterday, is that the switches are like dusty, man. Like there's the surface, it feels, it's not smooth. It feels like there's sand on them. Like if there's dust, they're not like, how do you say it in English? I don't know how to say it in English, just in Spanish, but it's not like smooth. Yeah, it has like some texture, and I hate it, man. I hate it. Feels like sand or dust. These ones are just smooth here, you know, soft, like soft air. So yeah, I forgot about that as well. What is this guy Stratamesh talking about? If you know current short opinion on quantum photonic computing, the only quantum opinion that I have is about the quantum PhD Gigalord. Do you know who that is, I'm gonna leave you some assignment right now, my little brother, okay? Just look for this on the internet, okay? And you're gonna be like, nothing's gonna show up. This guy must do a lot of drugs. Like, it looks like I do, but you would be surprised, brother. Like, just look this up. Let's see what shows up. What the fuck? This is the only quantum I know in life, okay? The term quantum PhD Gigalord is a playful moniker used online to refer to COVID. Yeah. Like, how did it come up with this conclusion? It is 100% accurate, you know, I'm just not gonna deny it, but what is this? On Reddit, agreed that the title is a meme-style expression of praise for his heavy-hitting contributions to open source tools. He has been featured in community clips and social media posts. Oh man, what the fuck is AI results about? Oh man. Even in other languages, what is this? Quantum computing, feeling down about AI. So, if you want to know about quantum, just go and watch this video. Man, this thumbnail is too much. This is too much. I agree with my wife, like, that is too much. Go and watch this clip by the Quantum PhD Gigalord. I interviewed him 3 times, so you're just gonna find everything that you need about quantum computing right there. Red Pro switches suck, yeah. I have them in. Oh, Hazenbug. He's gonna send the forager. The guy from Panda Kibi is gonna send the forager. But yeah, I had to ask it with Red Pro switches because he only has 2 options: Red Pros and Pros. No, just red. I don't know, just reds. I don't know, whatever it was, but they're hotter. So I had to ask it with Red Pros. I hate them. I hate them because I had them in the Glove 80 and I didn't like them. I switched them on the Glove 80 to the Cherry Blossoms. Those are smooth. Those are good. But the Red Pros, no. But I asked them if I buy the switches, the Twilight Nocturnals. Is this how they're called? No. Ambience. Ambience Nocturnal. I asked them if I get these, if they're compatible, and it seems they are. So I'll have to buy a set of these, man, to put them on the forager as well. How many are here? 10 switches. Approximately $12. Oh, and I need 30. I need 4 sets. Damn. I need 4 sets. Okay. I'll have to use it with the Red Pros for a little while. Get these. Well, I have a set of... You know what? You know what? I have a set of these that I don't use at all. Where are those, by the way? Oh, they're stored. They're stored. So I'm gonna put these on the forager. These are 35 grams. Okay, they're a little bit hotter than the Ambience Nocturnals, you know, but yeah, I don't want to buy 40 switches for that. I'll just use these on the forager. We're gonna see how it turns out. Sugar Daddy is broke. Oh man, yeah, we're broke. Tough times, man. Tough times. What was I gonna do? Okay, I wanna take a look at this window manager. What are these guys going to talk about? Like, what is this? Like, they're gonna talk about a window manager. You're using the ambient twilight switches in my Toucan. They're better than that. Oh yeah, they are better than Red Pros. The ambient twilights, those are the green ones, right? Yep, ambient twilight. Yeah, these ones. I was using these, but then I switched to the ambience nocturnals because they're softer, and I think I love them. But these are good. These are good as well. So I'm gonna use these in the Forager. We're gonna see how it goes. You'll get a lot of viewers from Bent Balak if you build your next keyboard. Man, I just don't want to do that. Too much work, and I don't have the skills. I don't have the equipment, the skills, the eyesight, and the patience to do it, you know? Like, I have to design the PCB. Brother, no, hell no. Like, no. Why does Top Chat hide all of Rumen's messages? Let's see what's happening. What's happening there? And gold coin for, I don't know. YouTube already identified that Rumen is like a bot or something. Let's see if I switch this to live chat. No, but his messages are there. Yeah, his messages show up there. Right? There's no one on this other one. So I want to see what this is about. Okay, copy link. And let's see what this is. What the hell? This is not what I was. This is it. Okay.
macOS is a pretty good operating system, but unfortunately,
Okay, that's too fast. Hold on. Let me just go and check what my daughter is doing. Okay. I'll be right back. Oh, and I need to set this up as well so we do physical activity, folks. What the hell? Duh. Look. Why does Harper not detect this? Like, that is easy, man. Let's see if spell can fix it. Yeah, the Neovim spell can fix it, but Harper cannot. Like, I thought I could just switch to Harper and ditch Neovim spell, but no. It's not there yet. Hold on, I'll be right back. What the fuck happened? What did I do? Am I still live? I logged the computer? What happened? Oh man, I typed my password. Hope I didn't share it. God damn it. Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on, my wife is calling me. Let's see what happened. Red Pro Linear, 35 gram force, and I think they're too light. Oh, they're too light for him. Okay. So he's not gonna like. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, just let me look at something that my wife is asking for. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, so what do we have in chat? Ghosty sessions? You're late to the party, brother. We already talked about that. You don't need to design a PCB, just choose one from split KB, compare, and print it. Okay. And how do I print it? I need to buy a special printer and all that stuff. But you know, it's not such a bad idea after all, you know. But I have too many things going on, brother. Like, I want to take back my home lab stuff. I want to take back my Kubernetes stuff. Like, I cannot do all things at once. I cannot add a keyboard to the mix. Like, I cannot. I have to choose. I want to play the guitar again. I want to change the pickup on my guitar. Man, I want to do everything and I don't do anything. But let's see what this video is about. You also have the guitar, yeah, you know. I even purchased, I'm paying for the Logic Pro subscription right now. Did you guys know that they have a subscription? It's like $2 a month. Well, I'm paying $2 because I'm a student, you know. They have like a monthly option right now. Student educator, $2.99 a month. I'm paying for that because I was planning on playing the guitar again. Been paying it for like, I don't know, several months. Haven't opened it once, man. Like, all on top of raising a kid. Yep. Yep.
Fortunately, it doesn't come stock with great window management options. When I'm coding, I constantly switch between my editor, Safari, my terminal, the GitHub CLI, and sometimes Codex. When I'm editing videos, it's DaVinci Resolve, Finder, Safari, Notion, and my terminal. The problem is, there isn't an easy way to switch between different windows. So, my friend Omar and I decided to build our own window manager for macOS. It's called Reef, and version 1 is out now. The app is
Reef? Is that the one that I was looking at the other day? No, right? Oh no, Rift. That is the other one. The guy that was in the old Discord. Did he continue? Yeah. He continues to develop it seems. I haven't tried it though.
Completely free and open source. If you want to check it out, the link to the website and the GitHub are in the description. In this video, I'll show you the exact problem we wanted to solve, how we designed our solution, and all of the painful and funny lessons we learned building and shipping our first native macOS app. And trust me, building an app in Xcode has resulted in bugs that I never would have thought were possible, so be sure to stick around for those. So, what's wrong with window management on macOS? The most obvious way to switch between different windows is to drag them around and click on the one you want, but this is obviously slow. Mac does have a Command tab, where you hold down the Command key and press Tab to choose the application you want to switch to. This is better, but it does get slow if you're switching between 3 applications or more, and it can only switch between applications, not windows. So if you're trying to switch between 2 windows for the same application, you're out of luck. Now for window switching, macOS does have another feature called mission control.
A rookie mistake right there. You can switch between 2 instances of the same application with Command tilde, okay? So you just press Command tilde. You see that I switched this other one? This is the vertical one. Command tilde switches to the other instance, right? So, brother, like that is a default macOS option. Is that what he was talking about?
When you switch between 2 windows for the same application.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Like, brother, come on. Let me create another instance. Well, I have 2 instances of Brave here, it seems. I don't know what the other one is, but let me open here another one. I have this. Why does it show 4? I must have other ones somewhere else. Let me restart Yabai. There are other window managers for Mac like Paneru and Omni Window Manager. Oh yeah, there's many. There's many window managers out there for macOS. Why does it show 4 there at the top? Doesn't matter. Okay, let's do Command W, I think it is. Yeah. But let's do it in Helium. I have my instance of Helium right here. And open another instance of Helium. And I can switch between the 2 applications of the same window with Command Tab. So we're not starting right, brother. We're starting like with the wrong foot here. Let's see. Let's give him a chance. Okay, let's give him a chance.
You're out of luck. Now for window switching, macOS does have another feature called mission control. When you press Control and the up arrow, it'll show you all of your open windows. This works fine, but not if you have 19 windows open and you have to search for the one you want. So, how can we make it faster to switch between different windows and applications? We settled on 3 must-haves. 1. Window switching has to be fast. That means keyboard only and 1 motion on average. 2. Shortcuts should be global, so we need to avoid conflicts no matter what app is open. What we came up with was to use the number keys with a customizable modifier. I use Control plus a number to activate different apps. For example, Control and 0 will bring up my code editor. 3. Our third requirement is that bindings should be robust and persistent. This requirement is probably the most important. At first, we imagined directly binding specific windows to number keys. So for example, if I had one Safari window with YouTube and another with Claude, I could bind each of those to different numbers. This sounds great until you try to make it robust. What happens if you close a window and then reopen it? Or if you restart your computer? The window looks the same to the user.
Oh, Heisenbug is getting a sugar daddy here. We got some donations, it seems. Let me take a look. What did you do, Heisenbug? What did you do, brother? You gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate that, my man. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. For people that don't know what memberships are, you can send TTS messages and stuff like that. Go and read the blog post. Go and read the pinned comment. And you're gonna understand a little bit more about memberships and the stuff that you can do. How many did you send, brother? Yeah, 5 memberships. Really appreciate it, man. So it shows the names there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
but its ID has changed. This architecture is open to a lot of edge cases, and if an idea keeps producing edge case after edge case, it's often a sign that the model is wrong. Our solution was to focus on binding applications instead of windows. Window IDs are finicky, but application bundle identifiers are not. This solves the persistence issue, but introduces a new question. If numbers map to apps, how do we switch between multiple windows of the same app? Our answer became the core idea for our product. Give each app its own alt tab.
Brother, but that is a native macOS feature. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, okay, let's see what people say in the comments. Okay. Signing into my code editor would be the fix for a bug. Command tab is used to switch the windows of the same app. We have it right there, brother. We have it right there. When he complained about it was fully keyboard, so it was like, thank God I'm not the only. But I don't blame him, you know, because around 20 USD. Oh, that's what you paid for the memberships? Thanks, Hazenbug. Order the parts and pay a local to do the soldering. But why? What would I gain from that? What do you think I would gain? I would just lose time. How did they not know this? What did they reply? Let's see what they replied. Well, I don't know which one their channel is. Oh, it looks like this. This is the icon. A guy with some hair. He didn't reply, it seems. Okay, but okay.
Remember how I have 0 bound to my code editor? Pressing Ctrl 0 shows a panel with all of my editor windows. Tapping 0 cycles through them and
$20,000 subscribers, bro. Like, let's see. What other content do we have here? Math related stuff. The name is highlighted in white. Oh, I passed the comments? Let's see. I passed his comments? No, but look, all of them are white. Like, I don't see what, I want to see when he responded. Maybe we should do Control F, Command F or whatever to look for it. Oh, oh, I see what you mean. It has like a white background, okay. Not better than Reap. Shows you a panel with all the windows for that app, so you can pick the one you want and jumps right there rather than have to cycle through all of them. You usually just keep 2, right? Like, why would you keep more than 2? Like, right? So I keep these 2. That's it. I open a third one, and it's like, you know. But okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's just not be dicks about all this, and let's just watch the video and not be too judgmental about it. Okay.
releasing control.
Change your guitar pickup on stream. I was planning on doing that, but I'm pretty sure that I'm just gonna fuck up my guitar, brother. I have a good camera on top, you know, so you guys would be able to see what I'm doing. Take a look at that quality, right? So you guys will be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Because this camera on top, brother, that is some high quality shit right there. That's my iPhone. So I could see better with that than with my eyes, you know? Yeah, we can see the grease on your keycaps. Okay, let me explain why that is there. Okay, let me explain why that is there. Because constantly throughout the day, I do this. I grab my bottle of olive oil and I just spray it into my hands. You know what I do that for? Guess. What do I do that for? Let's see who can guess.
Control brings up the
So that's why the keycaps look that way. Stay young? No, brother, no.
selected window. By giving each app its own Alt-Tab, we get around the major issues you'd usually associate with it. If you have just one window for each app, switching is essentially instant. I can just press Ctrl-0 and know that it'll bring up my only code editor window. And if I have two windows for the same app, it's just a single extra key press. This also solves the biggest problem with Alt-Tab, which is that no matter how many other applications you have open, you don't have to go through all of them just to get to the window you want. There was one other feature that we thought would be essential: profiles. Depending on what I'm doing, I want different bindings for different apps. For example, I want different applications bound when I'm editing videos versus when I'm writing code. You can switch between profiles using the menu up top or with key bindings. After designing the app, we needed to actually build it. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. Now back to the build. We knew that we'd be relying heavily on OS specifics, so a native Swift app was the clear way to go. The core operating system APIs we relied on were NS Running Application for binding and launching apps, CG
Gotta keep them soft for those what? For those what? HJ, what is that? The Neovim thingy? Like, gotta keep them soft?
window for getting window IDs, and AXUI element, which is actually part of the accessibility API, but we were using it for window switching. Much of the application logic was getting the
Brother, why do you say that there's no window managers on macOS? Like, I cannot keep this anymore. Like, let's see what happens if we search for this on Google, right? What the fuck is this? Just keep this shit out of my sight, brother. What the fuck is this rectangle? Keep this shit out of my sight. Like, okay, no curse words, we said, okay? So, we're like, this shows up top results? Like, honestly? Okay, no. macOS window manager, brother. Yabai, which is like the goated window manager in macOS, doesn't even show up there. Here, second page. Okay. Second page. How can they do that to us? As Vic, how can they do that to us? Let's see. Where is that project on GitHub? GitHub. This. Let me just copy it. Let's just open it here. 576 stars. Okay. The fuck is this, brother? Yapai. 29,000 stars. A tiling window manager for macOS based on binary space partitioning. Can I switch to apps? Of course I can, right? Can I go to Discord? Boom. Just a key press away, right? Can I go to my chat? Boom. I'm right there. Can I go to my terminal? Boom. Right there. Can I go to my browser? Boom. Right there. Can I go to my other browser? Boom. Right there. Right? Like, brother, can I switch to the DaVinci? Boom. I can do it, but I'm not going to do it right now because it's closed. So let's search. Maybe he didn't search on YouTube, right? Let's see. macOS window manager. Brother, we have a video by Hosean here. Which one is he trying here? Doesn't say it. Sorry, bro. Like, you should just, oh, yeah, bye. It's right there. First video that shows up, yeah, bye. So what are we talking about? Why is this on the first page? Like, people are just not gonna know, brother, about Yabai. Aerospace is the second best window manager in macOS. Yabai is the king, Aerospace is second, right? Oh, this guy created one as well. I haven't tried it. I don't know what it is. The best macOS window managers. Okay, Yabai is there, so I forgive you. And Aerospace is there as well. The rest of them, meh. This is Moom. I use this application called Moom. When you're a peasant, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You use Moom. I did it. I did it. Where the fuck do I show up, brother? Like, the fuck is going on YouTube? Like here? Like in a short, brother? Like, man, YouTube does not respect me, man. Like, the fuck? Like, Ocean is just on the first page all over the place. Here? Like, no, man. Marco is showing there. I'm showing there like 100,000 results after, brother. If this guy would have watched my video, he would have saved a lot of issue, you know? Well, but it's a good thing, I think. I would rock a scrolling window manager if I had a Mac laptop, of course. That is the only way to use a Mac, okay? With the window manager. I used it for many years without window manager, brother, and it's just like, no. Like, I used to use it with this thing right here, you know, and clicking apps and organizing apps and no.
these three interfaces to work with each other, which is much easier said than done. There's very little documentation on how these things actually work. Thankfully, we were able to stand on the shoulders of giants by looking through other open source codebases like Rectangle and Alt-Tab for macOS.
Brother, yeah, buy is what you should have looked for. That's the only thing. Rectangle?
Using Xcode also led to one of the most bizarre bugs I've ever experienced. After getting the window switching to work, if I changed anything in the code, even something as small as adding in a print statement, the window switching wouldn't work anymore. And if I reverted the change and recompiled the app, it would work again. I just want to reiterate how insane that is. Making any change
Ganarías un teclado con un layout perfecto para tus manos y tu edad. Buenas noches, hermano. Good night, Alpine VR. My boy is from Brazil. He's gonna sleep already. What time is it in Brazil? Because he's like 80 years old. If you look at his profile picture. Oh, it's 10 p.m. Okay. It's already time to sleep, brother. I go to bed at 9. Well, at around 10. At around 10, I think.
to the code, no matter where the change was made or how small it was, would break the window switching. As you can imagine, this was a nightmare to debug. What's even crazier than the bug itself was the solution, which was signing into Xcode with my Apple ID. So what was going on? The root cause was the accessibility API, which requires the user to give permissions to the app. Of course, I gave permissions to the first version of the app, but behind the scenes, new builds weren't being treated as the same application. This is for security reasons. The new build says that it's Reef, but there's nothing actually tying it to that previous build. By signing into Xcode, it can now sign the builds, i.e. verify which developer compiled it, which makes the permissions persistent. This bug was quite the introduction to developing for macOS. There was another bug we ran into towards the end of development, where the app would randomly crash if I left it open for more than around 24 hours. To debug this, we used the macOS console app, which stores backtraces for any app that has recently crashed. We found that each crash originated from a different Swift data call. Swift data is basically a wrapper around a local SQLite database that we were using to store users' preferences. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but we couldn't actually track down what exactly was going wrong. After many failed attempts to fix it, we decided it would just be easier to migrate the whole Swift data setup to a JSON config, and then re-implement all of the niceties that come with Swift data. Now, I'm not a huge fan of vibe coding, but I do think it has its place. It was really relieving to see Codex basically one-shot what would have otherwise been a week-long migration to JSON. While I was debugging that crash, Omar was working on getting semi-automatic updates set up. Luckily, it's relatively easy to implement these on macOS using a package called Sparkle.
So Sparkle is this package that allows you to manage updates on your macOS app, particularly if you're distributing it outside of the App Store.
Though it did require a lot of trudging through their docs.
Initially, it was sort of like a game of like going around to various tutorials, trying to figure out, okay, how are people setting this up? And once you figure that out, it's pretty straightforward.
We also needed an app icon, which was made by our friend Megan. We're super happy with how the logo and menu bar icon turned out. She also does some really cool pottery, which you can see on Instagram at @GrimyLittleCups. And if you're curious about the design process, here are some of Megan's rough drafts. Once the app was ready, we needed to decide how we wanted to distribute it. We made a website so it can be downloaded easily at getreef.app. The app is fully pay what you want, so you can also get it for free.
Brother, the only acceptable way to install this is through Brew. That's it. Well, I understand that they want to monetize it, right? That's why they created such a nice video, because that is like the main goal, I would assume. But how do you install Yapai? Let's see. Installation. The documentation, you know it's good documentation because it sucks dick and you cannot find shit. That's when you know that the documentation is good, right? Because I cannot find the freaking installation command, brother. Like, but trust me, bro. It's installed through Brew, okay?
We also thought it made a lot of sense for this project to be open sourced, so the GitHub repo is also linked in the description. I've been using Reef every day, and switching windows is just so much faster. It's been really rewarding to have a vision for an application that has been brought to life. If you have a Mac and this sounds like the kind of thing you'd be into, please give it a shot and let me know what you think. Omar and I have actually worked on another project that should be coming out in about 2 or 3 weeks, and so if you've made it this far in the video, you'll probably enjoy that one too. So if you want more build videos like this, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably also like this one, where I go over the C iceberg. Fun facts about the C programming language that go from useful to obscure. But for what it's worth, the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll enjoy this video too. Thanks for watching.
Okay, if there is something that I know about in life is window managers and macOS. Well, I don't know them all, but I know how to use the best window manager out there, okay? Take a look at this beauty. It has all of these applications stacked one on top of each other. They're in this desktop, all of them right here, okay? And I configure it that way because I wanted to have those applications there. And I just switched to them right fast, okay? I configured the window manager so that the terminal opens in desktop 3. I configured it so that chat opens on desktop 5 in this layout, you know, in BSP mode, the screen partitioned. Like, there's no GUIs. Like, I don't have to go and click around stuff. I just come here to my Dotfiles. And how do I switch tabs? Oh, there it is. Okay. And I just open my Yabai RC configuration file and it's all right there. Okay. So I don't know what these guys did. It's a cool project. Okay. It's a cool project. It's a good idea, but they should have taken a look at Yabai, I think, to start with. That should have been a good call. Let's see what is taking man app to. Okay. It's hot in here, brother. Like, there's something else that I wanted to do. Let's see. I already reacted to this one. React done. Discord people. If you have any other videos or stuff that I should react to, just create it here as a post and I'll get to it when I'm watching videos. Okay. And there's something else that I wanted to do as well. Oh, I'm gonna leave this because I'm probably going to use it. I want to set up a Strava group, but I don't know if I'm still gonna have time to do it right now. Okay. Should I create this? I will. Oh, but I have to sign in. I have to create an account, I think. Strava. What's the time limit on React videos? I would prefer for them to be like less than 15 minutes if possible. 20, I would still do it, less than 20 if possible. Yep, less than 20. Less than 20 should be good. The shorter, the shorter, the better. That's what she didn't say. Yep, I want to do this. Create your Strava club. Customize your club with the logo or photo, cover image, and description. Grow your community. Platforms. Okay, yeah. We need to take care of our health, brothers. How controversial can the videos be? Like, technology related, if possible. I'm not gonna do any religion or politics or stuff that I don't care about, to be honest. But if it's something related to technology, I'll watch it. If it's, I don't know, whatever related to technology. Well, I don't do cars. I don't give a crap about cars. I don't give a crap about football. Like, something that fits in the channel, I think, yeah, I think you can have an idea. Doesn't matter if it's Linux and all that stuff. I don't care, I don't care. Like, yep. But I would rather not do religion, politics. It's not because I'm going to be canceled or something, brother. I don't give a crap, but it's not something that I'm interested in, honestly. What topics did you have in mind, Eden? Like, which topics? Just tell me, and I'll give you an idea. How do we do this then? Create a club. Register. Okay. Enter your email. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna switch here. What email should I use? Hold on. This one is good. Sign up. There are some YouTube tech videos that are controversial. Like which one? Share one. Share one in Discord and we're gonna see. And I'll let you know. Like, oh man, you crossed the line or something. I'll let you know. First name. I'm not showing my screen right now, right? No, okay. Do I have to put my real name there, brother? My gender? Prefer not to say. Non-binary? Which which one am I? Which one am I? Yep, this is good. Suggested friends. The fuck are these friends? I don't know these people, brother. Like, why would I add them as friends or follow them? Like, stuff. Data that you and millions of other active people share to Strava is used to power community features like the global heat map. Okay. Continue. The best Strava built for your goals. Strava subscription. What? Nah, we don't care about this. Maybe later. Strava is even better with the app. Okay, I'm gonna download the app afterwards. Skip. Welcome, Christian. Get started. Record your first activity. Connect device. Let's see. Do you share something? Share it, Aaron. Share it. Let's see what you have in mind. If you have watched my videos, you know that I don't care about controversial topics. I only have computer science and tech memes. Yeah, like I was gonna react to this one right here. Where is it? What the fuck? I was looking for this gift, brother. I was looking for it. Here it is. I need to save this somewhere. Like, this is perfect, you know? I'm not interested in nicks, you know, but I would be like, okay, let's just watch this video, you know, like, you know, it's a little bit controversial. I would assume, I have no idea, man, but, you know, um, set up your GPS device. Okay, no device, no problem. Record and connect anytime. Connect device. And my device is Garmin. Get started. Connect with Garmin. Okay. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, I can sign in here. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's switch here. Remember me? Control the information you share. You get to decide what information you share with Strava as well. What information Strava shares with your Garmin account. Activities, training, courses. Save. Connect with Strava. Information from your Garmin account to enhance your experience with Strava. Is to share information? Yes, of course. I agree. What choice do I have, brother? Like, please allow 3 to 5 minutes for synced activities to appear on Strava. Okay, now the dark theme looks like crap, brother. Like, but that's because I'm using the. Are we running Temple OS at 50k subs? No, no, I'm not switching to Linux, man. I don't think I'm doing that. Does this thing has like a dark theme? I would be surprised if it did. How can I change my... Oh, I don't understand this page. Temple OS is not Linux? What is it? Download Garmin. Yeah, okay. If you haven't already installed it. Oh, I can change my stuff here. Okay, hold on. There. My profile. What does it show? Okay. You're not gonna let me change my username? Okay, I can. Let me upload my photo here. That should be under... here, 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 here. And here. Open. Save. There we go. I have my user there. Save. A value for first and last name is required. Okay, that is good. Vanity URL. What is that? Oh, I can specify my URL right there. Okay. Social connections connected. Okay. My email. Okay. My account. I want a dark theme. Kilometers and kilograms? Okay, no. Kilometers and pounds. Bruh, we'll have to use kilometers and kilograms. Temperature, Celsius, okay? Yep. Default sport, swimming. There's just running and cycling. What the fuck about swimming, Strava? Like, default leaderboard view. I don't know what that is. Feed ordering, autoplay videos, weather on activities, okay. My gear, my shoes, my bikes, my apps. Okay, so I already have this account created. Am I signed in? Create a club. Okay. Okay, so let's create the club then. So we can share this in Discord and with the rest of the people as well. No, okay, okay. Create club, clubs. Create a club. Create a club. Connect device. Okay, you know that my device is connected there. Three to 5 minutes for synced activities to appear. But my activity is right there. Okay, let's take a look at what you shared. What did you share, man? Like, why is all that mystery? Oh, okay. I know about Temple OS, you know. What's the name of the guy? It's oh, I watched this one by Mental Outlaw. He has like a little cat, right? The logo is a cat with a third eye, right? Right. I think I watched this one. But I know about Temple OS. I know about what is the name of the guy? Oh man, I don't remember. No, that is not controversial for me at all, man. Like, nah. You know me, Aaron. Terry Davis. Yep. Ah, that's a good video. I think I like that one. I did watch it a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but some time ago. I don't remember. How do I create a group on this thing, man? Like, okay, see what your friends are doing. What? Do I need to... let's see. Strava. Create a group. Full guide, 30 seconds. Oh, that's not really controversial. Okay. What do we have here? Good video. Sorry about the wrong link before. The mic will boosted my size close to 2 inches. What? What is this guy? This is spam, right? The prime goal that pushed my size nearly 2 inches. Seems bigger within weeks or something like that. Worked like a charm. When I felt inadequate, this made it easier to actually look at her without looking away out of habit. The fuck? Bots get crazy, man. That's a bot, right? Autogrape. Am I gonna have to watch this?
First thing you need to do is, instead of opening up Strava, you just need to go to strava.com/clubs. You can type this in on your browser, and when you click on this, you can actually see it'll bring you to the app or website depending on what you're on, and you can actually choose the sport that you want to actually create the club for, and you can do just for fun.
I did it. Strava. Clubs. Oh, okay. Man, that is what the fuck we were looking at. Location. That's what we spend our time on, right? Oh. You're not gonna find it, right? It's, oh man, okay. But it's a worldwide location, brother. Like, global. Why doesn't it allow me to put Neovim? Sport. Swimming. Club type. I don't know what the difference is. Club? Shop? Club. I think it's fine. Okay, I think this is gonna be a good thing. Make your club invite only. What do we do? What do we do? Because if we don't make it invite only, anyone will be able to join. Is this something that we want to do at the beginning or not? Or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, let's do it like this for now. The logo, okay. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, I am going to look for it in... No, it should be here. It should be here. Yeah, here. Save. Canada. What the hell, brother? Add a co-host to your event. Okay. Invite athletes. Okay. Share link or Zeus activities. Okay. Now, the city is wrong. Okay. America? We're in America. Like the continent. Let's see what happens if we just save it as America. Okay. No. Does it matter? Okay. I'm gonna put my country there. Fuck the rest of y'all's, okay? But okay, doesn't matter. The country has nothing to do with any of this then. So it is created. Am I signed into this thing here? Clubs. The club is... The club had a link, which is right here. Vanity Club URL. Okay. So how do I invite people? One member, okay. Can I generate a link for this? Is it because it's locked that I cannot? Okay, so I have to make it public, save changes. Then when I say here, invite athletes. Oh, you know what? Okay, I know. Let's keep it the way it was. Or should we keep it open? What should we do? Okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna decide on, oh, I can change this. Let's put that banner. Does that one work? Oh no, okay. Oh, but let's just drag it here. There we go. Oh man, looks bad, but it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? You know what? This one? How does this one look? Let's see. Oh, this one is better, I think. Okay, that's good. It's not good, but whatever. So, clubs. It takes me right there. The club. How do people join? That's what I'm wondering. All right, chat. I'm gonna figure this out. There's no one watching anymore, so gonna figure it out and share it in Discord. Then share it publicly on YouTube. Let's see if other people join as well. Let's see if something good comes out of this or not. And yep, that's it. Everyone that joined, Eisenbach, appreciate the donations, brother. Aaron, you were chatting there as well. And for all the other ones that were in chat, appreciate it. I'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I don't know when, but I'll see you another day.